TCI of Arlington presents the James Martin High School Senior Class of 1996 Graduation Ceremony.
Welcome, Warrior Class of 1996. Parents, and also to all of the parents, the family, friends, faculty, and administration. This is definitely a special time in my life that I will never forget. And I hope this evening's ceremony is as memorable for you as it is for me and my family. As we go our separate ways and pursue our dreams and goals, we will always remember our years as Martin Warriors. We now hold the future in our hands. Congratulations and best wishes to the class of 1996 as we take on the world.
Okay, you can be seated. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to the graduation of Martin High School's class of 1996. This is a ceremony for the biggest and the best. Being the biggest and the best is not always without trials and tribulations, for in the past few years, early May has been a real challenge for the administration and also for the people at the central office, because early May had always been in the past the kickoff of the battle for the tickets. For those of you who don't know, in past years, many Martin families had to restrict the number of people that they had come to this ceremony to 5 tickets, and that comes in to make some pretty tough decisions for some families. That was also a pretty negative way sometimes to end a positive 3 years. We started last summer looking for an alternative, and now, after much hard work on the part of many people, we're having the graduation in this nice facility that has 2 really wonderful things. One, anyone who wanted to come today is now, I hope, inside. Also, you're sitting in a seat where you can see what's happening, which is another nice plus. And I want to thank the people at TCU, Debbie Zillman and David Guillory. They are of the TCU Conference and Facility staff, for the patience that they had as we begged and worked with them to be able to use this facility. I want to begin our introductions with a lady who wholeheartedly supported the efforts to create this improved situation for parents, friends, and graduates, with her influence and her assurance of financial resources to make this all happen. I know that the additional 2,500 people who are here today that wouldn't have been here if we would have had to have it in a smaller facility, and you'd probably be at home watching the reruns on TV, and all of you who are sitting here not looking through the heads of all the thousands of people who are in front of you will thank this person, and I would very much appreciate you letting her know how much you appreciate being in this facility. The person who supported that, our superintendent, Ms. Lynn Hale.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the administration of the Arlington Independent School District, it's a pleasure to congratulate the graduates of 1996. You've been an outstanding class in many, many ways. Mr. Wyndham's going to talk about all your honors, but I want to mention one thing. He'll probably mention it too, but that is your patience and your understanding. When you go past Martin High School or try to get into Martin High School these days, it's a little bit tough. And you've had to put up with construction, which means progress, but nevertheless, it's your senior year. We're very appreciative to the parents that have worked with us through this difficult situation, and to you. One of the parents told me that his daughter wanted to have a picture made with her outside Arlington High School, but she couldn't find a place where there wasn't some dirt. So you'll have to come back and make those pictures at a later time, but thank you very much for your patience. To the parents and to the friends, families that are here to congratulate the seniors, we want to recognize your contributions. The outstanding teachers and the outstanding administration of Martin High School most certainly be congratulated also. Best of luck in the future. Our thoughts will be with you, and thank you very much for all the contribution that you've made to Martin High School and to the Arlington Independent School District.
Our other special guests representing the Board of Education, we have Board President, Mr. Carlton Lancaster. Board members, Mr. Jim Ash, Mr. Michael Gillespie, Mr. Ben Rhodes, Mr. John McGinnis, and Miss Barbara Nash. Also, as special stage guest, we have your valedictorian, Tara Haley. Your salutatorian, Henry Chin. Each year, many things happen at a school, and many people participate, and many people enjoy, but very few people know what goes into making something work. I'd like to recognize the people who did make these things happen, your student council officers and your class officers. I'd like for these people to stand as I call your name and remain standing until I've gotten your entire group recognized. We're going to start with our senior class officers. President Zane Wildman, Vice President Kyle Hanasak, Vice President Kim Kimball, Secretary Candy Lambert, Treasurer Andrew Herron, Historian Latha Kristen Murtry. Thank you to the class officers. And now to our award-winning student council, senior student class president, senior student body president, Rebecca Brock. Student council officers, Rachel Chamberlain, Priya Sarkar, Shannon Sutherland, and Bethany Tyler. I would also like to introduce our assistant principals and counselors who will be assisting in the presentation of the diplomas, Mr. Mike Ward, Ms. Sharon Clark, and our counselor, Ms. Linda Becerra. I also want to introduce and thank the lady who made this all happen, the person who has the largest and the hardest unpaid volunteer job in the Arlington Independent School District, is the one who starts what we would call the mother of all magazine sales in October to be able to fund a class this large. The year starts off that way and then ends by coordinating an extravagant prom, planning every detail of graduation to get people in the right rows at the right time, to making sure that we have the red and black bows here instead of the purple and white from Pascal High School, who used this last night. Every one of those details get taken care of, and there's one person that coordinates that effort. To add to the stress of this job, she has a part-time job as a full-time English teacher at Martin High School, and I'd like each one of us to thank Miss Shirley Graves. There's one additional group that I would like to recognize this year. We've had very few people to do this in the past, and usually it may have been a single person. But with the advent of the 8-period schedule, more opportunities to gain credit through correspondence, credit by exam, and night school, we have a group of very motivated and hardworking students who have graduated in just 3 years. This is our first year to have this many students achieve this honor, and to be honest with you, many times they ran into a system that was designed to do it the way people had always done it in the past, which was 4 years. I want to commend each one of you who have made this tremendous step forward in just 3 years. I want to commend your dedication, and I also want to apologize many times when you had to battle the big bureaucracy to get your senior parking privileges and constantly having to explain people that you really were a senior. I would like to ask these graduates to stand in place. They will be getting their diploma later, but I'd like for you to know who these people are. Brooke Baker, Stephanie Besnet, Gita Badia, Andrea Black, Dana Cox, Dara Doherty, Rebecca Gilbert, Aaron Murphy, Amy Owens, and Lisa Popolarchik. Congratulations to those of you who did it early. Finally, I'd like to highlight a very special student who, because of a communication problem that we had during our awards assembly, was not able to be in attendance. But this person needs special recognition because at our school we have 3 very, very special scholarships. We look on these as the 3 scholarships that mean the most to us because they're memorial scholarships to students who were students at Martin High School. And this person is very special because they didn't win 1 of these scholarships, they won 2 of these scholarships. And at this time, I'd like Ryan Davis to stand, the winner of the Scott Anderson and Craig Sloan Memorial Scholarship. I have one other housekeeping note that's going to be of interest to each and every one of you parents and graduates and friends. This ceremony is going to be broadcast on Channel 13 TCI Cable on Wednesday, the 29th at 7 o'clock, and then Saturday, June 1st at 11 o'clock. And Martin High School and each and every one of us wish to thank TCI for this valuable service. Thank you.
Okay, my job as senior class president is to give a speech recapping the highlights we have experienced as a class during our past 3 years here at Martin High School. However, when I sat down to write the speech, I saw that there was no way I could absolutely cover the achievements of some 700 unique individuals. So instead of writing a speech, I decided to write a poem about our class and what we will face in the future. My poem is titled Class of '96. All right. Hollow, empty doors we are now passing through, not knowing exactly what or who to look to. With only fear and anxiety in our hearts, we know not if we are truly ready to depart. With a tear and a grin, a new life we will begin. Is it great and is it grand? We are merely children, unable to understand. But forced are we to enter on our own. With no one to guide us, we must go alone. Having our memories from high school years past, until we are old, they always will last. So onward we journey down our path, always looking for that forgotten yet familiar laugh. From day to day we walk on, life never ending, but our past is far gone. Through the smiles and the tears, we shall grow with the years. Does happiness await, or will sadness be our fate? Many of life's lessons await us still, and rise to the challenge, we hope we will. And now as we close the doors on the past, we remember the memories we have built to last. So with a smile and a sigh, Martin High School's class of '96 gives you a heartfelt goodbye. Thank you. Now, Mr. Wyndham, on behalf of the class of 1996, I present you in the amount of $1,000 to be used to establish the Martin Wall of Fame and the new foyer of the Martin High School. We are proud to help recognize and preserve many accomplishments in Class 4.
Thank you. Wow. I'm flattered to see almost 7,000 of you here tonight to attend my press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, parents and teachers, students and faculty, members of the school board, members of the press, Tara, I'd like to take this opportunity to announce that I'm forgoing my college eligibility in order to declare myself eligible for the June 26th NBA draft. I've been informed by high-level sources in the Dallas Mavericks organization that they intend to select me as their first-round pick. And I will be the starting center for next year's team. In preparation, I've also been selected to be the center on the Chinese national basketball team. I will be the tallest member on that team. In order to be in tip-top shape, all members of the team are prepared to eat only red beans, rice, and egg rolls until the Olympics. We're hoping that the high-cholesterol American food that Dream Team 3 no doubtedly eats will lead to a surprise victory at the Summer Games. But seriously, we all have dreams. I'm achieving one tonight. It honors me deeply to be the salutatorian of this outstanding senior class. I'm proud to be a part of this elite group of not only students, but success stories. You know what I first thought of when they told me I was salutatorian? Gee, that's great. What is it and how much money do I get? But then they told me it didn't involve any money, that it was simply one of the highest honors a senior can receive. I would have preferred the money. Then they told me I get to make a speech. Gee, thanks. I begged them to give this honor to someone else, but they wouldn't, so here I am. When I look upon the sea of faces here tonight, I think it amazes me to think of all the possibilities in front of us. In attendance tonight, we have future doctors, lawyers, engineers, and yes, I'm sure some of you are crazy enough to become teachers, like you don't know what you put your teachers through. It seems, however, that no one wants to pay attention to the good deeds of teenagers. On the local news tonight, there will hardly be any mention of the 683 successful students here tonight. But what will surely make headlines is the one teenager involved in a gang shooting. Often, the triumphs of our generation are not reported. It has been an uphill battle to get recognized for the successes of our #1 in the state drama cast and crew, our #2 in the state girls volleyball team, our successful academic decathlon and quiz league teams, our accomplished musicians in band and orchestra, our talented athletes in baseball, basketball, football, soccer, swimming, tennis, track, golf, gymnastics, and wrestling, and of course, every other club we have at Martin. By the way, how many do we have? I lost track after 1,000. Even school has presented us with challenges this year. Construction has been a constant nuisance. Sure, it's great to hear that jackhammer drilling a hole right next to your English class, but not when you're taking a major test. Thanks to construction, it was impossible to get a parking spot. And since there were really only 2 entrances to the building, getting in and out of school became a hassle. Let's not forget when they cut the gas, water, and electricity mains. At least it wasn't all in one day. Even our lunch periods were shortened. If you ask me, it's a conspiracy so that we'd have less energy to argue with our teachers after she gives a 120-problem homework assignment. And yet, we have not crumpled. In the face of these obstacles, we have stood tall. We have persevered. No, not just persevered. We have triumphed. Going back to our generation, I recall hearing Michael Brown's award-winning speech, which he gave at this year's National Honor Society induction. He spoke about the label that society has given us, X, Generation X. They think that we're deadbeats. They think that we have no sense of purpose. They think that we're lost. Most of the time, they're right. But you know what? We have taken the first step to proving them wrong by determinedly working through high school and succeeding. The graduation diplomas we will all soon receive, as soon as I shut up, symbolizes the culmination of 13 years of dedication, hard work, perseverance, and a little luck. Each of you had a great deal to do with that success. By choosing to stay in school, attempting to learn, questing for knowledge, knowing it will pay off in the long run, you have already learned many of the skills needed in life to achieve your dreams. However, without the guidance, support, and encouragement of our parents and the close-knit family of teachers, counselors, and principals at Martin, none of this would have been even remotely possible. And to those faculty who will be retiring after this year, you will genuinely be missed. Class of '96, I would like you to join me in giving our parents and teachers a big round of applause, for without them, we would really be Generation X. Well, senior class, was it worth it? I hope so, because it was for me. I remember transferring to Martin 2 weeks after the beginning of 10th grade. On that first day, an office assistant gave me the grand tour. I was absolutely stunned by how nice and warm her personality was. She really eased my nervousness about moving to a new school, especially one that was 5 times bigger than the one I previously attended. Later on that year, I found out she was homecoming queen to Anita Bryant. On my second day, my English teacher, Mrs. Proctor, introduced me to one of the best teachers and friends I've ever met, Mr. Powell. Both these teachers have had such a profound influence on my life. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them. Knowing them really helped me out that first year, as well as throughout my whole high school career at Martin. Boy, it's sure a good thing I didn't make a list of people to thank, because I think I see some of you already starting to doze off. But hey, we did that our whole senior year. Well, we're finally done with high school. I urge you not to stop there. Continue your education, for truly, knowledge is power. High school is but one rung on the ladder of success. Please, keep climbing. Keep proving people wrong, especially about Generation X. Keep setting goals and striving to achieve them. We are the future of this country, of this world, and I think our parents and teachers will agree that if we continue on this consecrated path, the future is in good hands. Wow, I made it. I didn't get booed off, and more importantly, I didn't faint. Class of '96, thank you for an unforgettable year. I'm so glad I've become friends with so many of you. Once again, congratulations and the very best of luck in all your endeavors. And for those of you wondering, yes, I will be signing autographs and the basketballs in the lobby area. Thank you.
I appreciate this chance to speak to such a large group of people and share my thoughts. Not everyone gets to stand up here and tell the whole world, or at least their entire graduating high school class, what they think about the past, present, and future. Therefore, I feel privileged. Every single person in front of me has the ability to reach a personal summit of excellence, even if it's not highly visible, like becoming a Hollywood star or a hotshot attorney. Each of us have had and still have dreams. We all know who Superman is. How many of you out there wanted to be Superman at one time? Or how about Batman, or She-Ra, He-Man, or Wonder Woman? Some of us, of course, were a little more realistic about wanting superpowers. We were content to dream of being a queen, America's greatest fireman, the President of the United States, a Major League Baseball player, or maybe just ruler of the world. I often pretended to be a princess who could talk to animals. Yet the mistake many of us made was starting with the phrase, "I dream of," instead of, "My goal is." Those who know me know of my fascination with Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn, as a little girl, dreamed of being an actress, but she said, "One day I will be a pretty actress." Before taking any steps toward reaching our dreams, you must first turn the dreams into goals. Of course, the first major obstacle that then stands before every person with a goal is overcoming mediocrity. Mediocrity is accepting recognition and praise from others for what you know is not your best, and therefore lowering your standards to meet those of others. Marilyn's mystique and almost sad innocence captivate me, but I've always hated her glamour photos in any of her movies, although I couldn't really pinpoint why, other than the bad acting. Marilyn Monroe reached her summit, using minimal talent and her gifts. But as Elton John put it, she was just a candle in the wind. She allowed others to change her name, and she judged herself by the love of her fans, compromising her self-worth for her choice film roles. Isn't it ironic that she married the author of The Crucible, a play which teaches us not to sacrifice our integrity for society? Few people ever deemed her a wonderful actress, and we'll never know if she could have been because she didn't need to be. She compromised herself, and she accepted mediocrity to reach her fame. She didn't allow herself to reach beyond the fame to find her full acting potential. Such mediocrity stems from people's insecurities and dependence on those around them to measure their worth. Marilyn Monroe used the eyes and opinions of others to measure her worth and to judge herself, thereby making herself vulnerable to the fickle winds of society. Of course, all of you can overcome mediocrity. In the office of the founder of the Coca-Cola Company is a small plaque containing this quotation: "There is no limit to what a person can do or how far he can go if he doesn't care who gets the credit." In other words, a person should not let himself want recognition so badly that he loses sight of his personal goals, allowing others to think recognition is all he's after. Don't expose yourself like Marilyn and let your dress blow around your waist over some air vent just to hear the cries of 2,000 people. Naturally, it's not always easy to do things for yourself and yourself alone, but this is the only way to maintain your integrity and bring yourself happiness. In her book Atlas Shrugged, philosopher Ayn Rand, through a character, says, "I swear by my life and my love of it that I will not live my life for the sake of others, nor allow them to live their life for mine." Rand promotes the relatively young philosophy of objectivism, which concentrates on the rational individual and embraces the virtues of independence, pride, integrity, and productiveness. We should therefore use these virtues of independence and personal integrity to reach happiness. Telling people to live for their own beliefs, however, is easier than actually doing so. It involves first defining your values, not blindly following those set up for you by your parents, your teachers, your religion, or society in general. Certainly all of these influences shape our personal value system, but they should never dictate it. Of course, we thank people such as our families and the school faculty for helping us discover our strengths and weaknesses and build foundations. They're the original screenwriters and directors of our early lives. The rest, however, is ours to create. We become the producers. Trust yourself. Never let anyone tell you what you want. In The Fountainhead, another Ayn Rand novel, the character says, "I do not recognize anyone's right to 1 minute of my life." This is not to say that others are insignificant to you, yet you should judge your personal worth by your own standards, not by those set up for you or by those that appear in the common politics of society. Do not accept mediocrity, your own or that of others. Stay away from all the casting couches of life, and do not degrade yourself to the politics of any field to achieve your happiness, for that is not true happiness. Do not live for others or through others or for others' sakes, and play the part that you want to play, or you too will only become a candle in the wind. Rand deplores the selfless devotion to the common good found by so many in our society. This is not to say that charity or noble professions such as teaching are deplorable. This is to say that a person should do what he feels he must do, what his soul insists is his essence. Only if your essence is teaching or volunteering for your own satisfaction should you do it. Do not compromise yourself to serve others, and do not allow them to do so for yourself. The Fountainhead says, only by living for himself was he able to achieve the things which are the glory of mankind. In other words, serve yourself and allow the fruits of your accomplishments to stand as a tribute to every other man's accomplishments and pursuit of happiness. Rand suggests that independence is the only gauge of human virtue and value. There is no standard of personal dignity except independence. Who knows what Norma Jean Baker could have accomplished? Marilyn tucked her away to revel in our praise, and the praise continues. But Marilyn remains only a candle in the wind, her flame blown out by her own willingness to compromise her values and accept mediocrity. Some, however, like it hot. As many of us know, fire good. Trust yourself to be an eternal flame.
I'd like to thank our choir, and we're going to go ahead and expose one of our problems here this evening. I'd also like to thank Mr. Jordan for playing our Pomp and Circumstance as we came in. We have a real nice organ here. Unfortunately, our organ player didn't show up, and we drafted Mr. Jordan to play it. He said, sure, I can play it with the music, and I didn't know anybody here that had the music with him, so he sat down, and he was getting pretty good by the end of it. So I'd like to thank Mr. Jordan for doing that. We know how to adjust at Martin High School. We do that quite well. Before I present the class, I would like to thank the people behind the class. This outstanding class has had the privilege of having outstanding teachers throughout their entire 13 years of education. And I would like to stop just for a second and recognize anyone here in the audience or anyone here in our group that was a teacher for this group. Would you please stand and let us recognize you as parents and as graduates? Please stand if you were one of the teachers for these students. Thank you very much. Also, we all know that children do not become successful adults without the support of parents. I would like to take this moment to give you the opportunity as graduates to thank your parents, and if the parents and family members of these graduates would please stand, we'd like to give you a round of applause. For many of you, this isn't the first ceremony that you and I have had together. Quite a few of you know that I was at your kindergarten diploma ceremony and the awards day at Ditto Elementary, and I gave you the nice little diploma that you had there. I was your principal there for some of you through 4th grade, and then starting in 5th grade, I ran into a few of you at Sterrett Elementary, and you've moved over to Southwest Arlington, and we've been following each other ever since. A lot of you I met up with as 7th graders, and only God understands 7th graders, parents and teachers, and schools do not. And I can remember what a lot of you were like as 7th graders, and I want to tell each and every one of you that I've run in along the way, along with the rest of you who I joined up with during your sophomore year, that to be here for a lot of you at the beginning and in the middle and at the end of your educational experience has been my pleasure, and I thank you for that. The class of 1996 is a story of really 683 individual people. And each one of those individuals have excelled in their own way in different areas of school life. But whether it's the right way to do it or not, people in education always group together people, and they call you a group. You're the class of 96. The class of 96 is a very, very special group. I reviewed a lot of things about the class of 96 that I knew and could look up in records, and I found lots and lots of things that you accomplished. And I want you to know just a few of those things. One of the things which is a pretty amazing feat is that we get what are called failure rates throughout the entire year of what percentage of people passed and what percentage of the people didn't. Your class led the Arlington Independent School District High Schools 18 6-weeks in a row for having the most people being successful by passing all of their classes. Now, 18 6-weeks, that's a whole high school career, and I think that's something that you can certainly be proud of. Academically, your TOS test scores, your SAT scores made it to where Martin High School is a recognized school in the TEA rating system, and that is a privilege that we alone share, and we really love that privilege, and we're going to continue to shoot for the one notch up, and you've got us off to a good start. We're almost there. Many people, as they enter into their high school years, have dreams. They have a dream of being the center on an NBA team. They have dreams of a lot of things, maybe a little under that. One of the dreams that they may have is a very simple one. They'd like to win a district championship in something. They'd like to maybe go to the playoffs once in their life. And the thing that I think that many people don't realize that don't go to Martin High School is for a lot of people, that's still a dream. And I want to show you just exactly what I'm talking about as I review just a few things that your class has done. First thing that I would like to tell you, if you are a member of choir or orchestra, you've never gone to a UL contest that you didn't win sweepstakes and a #1 rating any time in your entire career. If you're a member of our band, 2 out of 3 years you received that rating, and you were right there in the middle of everything that happened that was the spirit of Martin High School. When we were doing pep rallies, when we were doing anything that we needed some cheering up, the band was right there with us, and you can be very, very proud of that. You accomplished that all 3 years that you were here. Our UIL participants in academic UIL have been members of the district championship UIL academic team 2 years in a row. And I just want to tell you the reason we didn't do it 3 years in a row is we just started sending a whole team 2 years ago, and we won it both times that we've gone. People as individuals who were in UIL academic have represented our school as high as the state level in journalism, in speech, and you've been very, very successful at that level. The academic decathlon team, if you are a member of this year's academic decathlon team, you are a member of the 7th straight team to represent us in state in academic decathlon. If you are a member of the UIL one-act play team, and there were quite a few people that were on that, even starting as sophomores, you got the opportunity to go to the state one-act play contest 2 out of 3 years. And then, of course, we all know that this spring you won it all, the UIL State Championship. Congratulations. One other note that I think is something that we should be very, very proud of, and that is that there's a school over in Dallas called the Meadows School of Theater Arts, and it's pretty tough to get in. They don't let very many people in there each year. We were lucky last year to get 1 member accepted in that group. This year, unprecedented, never in the history of their school, have 5 people from the same school been inducted into that great theater school in 1 year, and they were from Martin High School. When I tried to think of the things that we've accomplished in speech, I couldn't even get a list of all of them. I do remember the many times that we tried to get to speech contests and vans and all the things that we had to deal with this year, but I do know that we generated 4 national qualifiers who will be going to the national contest this year in speech, and most of those people are coming out of this class. One other thing that I wanted to point out to you that lots of you, I'm sure, are very happy to hear because you're involved in this. This class has generated approximately $3 million in scholarships this year. $3 million. Congratulations. Your class has furnished the leadership and student council that made us worthy of being named an outstanding student council unit at the state convention, which was just recently held last month. Because of your hard work and efforts on the playing field, your class has been part of a success that puts us in the state's elite when you talk about success on the athletic field. If I go through and list the people, starting with volleyball, girls soccer, basketball, and baseball, if you're a member of any one of those groups, you never played on a team that wasn't district champions. So that is an unbelievable thing to have your entire career in every one of those sports. You were there in the playoffs every single time. And those people who had the dreams of maybe going once, you were able to really stand them up and go many, many times. Some of these areas, especially in the area of girls volleyball team, we had some all-state people. Also in soccer, we had some all-state people. But something that I'm just as proud of, right here in front of each and every one of you, we also have 4 members of the all-state academic team. Congratulations to you on that. If you were on the track team, you've been a district champion at least one of the years that you were at Martin High School. One of you advanced to the state meet this year on the strength of your dedication, hard work, never give up attitude, and a chicken and rice diet. Congratulations. You have to know this person to know what they ate to get there, but they did it. If you were a member of the swimming team, you were 5th in the state and the regional champs. If you're a member of our golf, tennis, wrestling, or gymnastics team, you advance to playoff competition level every year that you were at Martin High School. Members of your team did that time and time again. And I know that many of you out here were part of the very first group of people at Martin High School to represent us in playoff action at Texas Stadium in football, and we appreciate the efforts that this class made to make that happen. I think probably on a more personal note, as Ms. Hale has already mentioned, I've got some other things that I want to thank you for. I want to thank you for being examples each and every day. I don't think anybody in the audience here really has a great feel for what it's like to get this group through 2 double doors in one period. We only have 2 entrances at our school. We have anywhere between 700 and 800 people that are going out to temporary buildings through 2 double doors. Unfortunately, we have 700 or 800 who are trying to come back in through the same doors. We handle those kind of things in a way that's just almost unbelievable. And you as seniors have been the people to show the people who come up and start acting like sophomores how you're supposed to act, and I appreciate what you've done there, because very quickly they're handling it with the same class that you always have. The other thing I want to thank you for is your perseverance and efforts in obtaining your high school diploma. The one thing this has prepared you for is the greatest gift that anybody can have, and that is the gift of a choice. You have a choice now to be anything that you want to be, and I challenge each and every one of you this evening to continue to set the examples the way you have in the past. Continue to set the success level of where you have since you've been Martin Warriors, and you're going to go off and make us proud. Congratulations. And now I would like the class of 1996 to please rise. Ms. Hale, members of our school board, standing before you are students who have met the requirements of the state of Texas and the Arlington Independent School District, and I proudly present them to you as high school graduates. You may now move your tassels from the left to the right. Okay, if you would please be seated now, and the first row will present themselves to receive their diplomas. As they're doing this, I would like to talk to the audience for just 1 second. This evening is a very special time for each one of our graduates and their families. I wish that each and every one of you would heartily cheer your graduate as they are called, but please do not do anything that would distract from the next graduate being called. As a matter of respect, I also ask that you remain in the Coliseum until the end of the ceremony. The class of 1996 thanks you for your cooperation. Row 1.
Valedictorian Tara Susan Haley. Oh. Yeah. Tara Susan Haley. Salutatorian Henry High-Pay Chin. Magna cum laude, Nicolina Calantha Koo. Melinda Ruth Eldridge. Cha-Win Doris Wu. Veena Akhilandeswari Iyer. Priya Sarkar. Anna Chelsea Chaplin. Raj Tech Siegel. Lauren Michelle Wood. Brian Matthew Besanson. Kimberly Ann Rico. Farida Ali. Jennifer Elizabeth Amos. John David Anderson III. Joshua David Batten. Carl Eugene Bakeman. Zachary William Barton. Courtney Janine Becker. Rudy Raphael Barreto. Jennifer Lynn Bethke. Geeta Bhatia. Andrea Black. Julia Marie Bogart. Laura Ann Bowles. Anne Celeste Bourgeois. Thomas Andrew Bowman. Rebecca Ann Brock. Michael Anderson Brown. Kathy Dawn Buchek. Joshua Martin Bushner. Wendy Sue Campbell. Pamela Kathleen Capek. Andrea Wales Carlisle. Christy Ann Castellano. Peter Kenneth Salone. Elizabeth Ann Chiarello. Tara Deanne Cook. Dana Michelle Cox. Jason Lee Darr. Michelle Marie Dignan. Christine Marie Donahue. Matthew Oliver Dornan. Ebony Dawn Downs. Reagan Michael Drew. Brian Allen East. Erin Danielle Eccles. Amanda Courtney Ellis. Lee Allen Epperson. Jenna Byers Fairweather. Sharon Elizabeth Fast. Patrick T. Favor. Andrew Wayne Fillingham. Michael Tate Fincher. Karen Elizabeth Freyer. Scott S. Franson. Benjamin Robert Frenzel. Brian Zachary Fuquay. Allison Jill Galloway. Anne Elizabeth Gant. Larry Sean Garrett. John Franklin Gibson. Erin Marie Gilbert. Deirdre Delane Goodman. Elmer Roger Graham III. Catherine Ann Grieve. Eric Hans Guy. Kelly Dawn Hagwood. Joseph William Hammond. Kyle Brandon Haneysack. Andrew James Heron. Emily Gail Hay. Tracy Michelle Hayes. Natalie Victoria Henderson. Christopher Allen Hendricks. Margaret Esther Henley. Brooke Nicole Hickman. Michael James Hogan. William Seth Horn. Jennifer Marie Hubart. Leslie Ann Hutton. Jennifer Suzanne Jackson. Julia Phyllis Gibo. Jill Ellen Jennings. Karen Marie Johnson. Christopher Doyle Jones. Mohammed Kashmiri. Cynthia Shea Kelly. Leah Marie Kelly. Camilla D. Kelly. Ryan Matthew Kern. Susan Young Kim. Kimberly Diane Kimball. Audra Lee Kevlin. Sarah Jane Klein. Natalie Joy Cordum. John Thomas Kozlowski. Latha Krishnamurthy. Chandra Lynette Quast. Brooke Michelle Lawson. William Franklin Lim. Brooke Allison Manny. Kurt William Martinson. Marie Louise Masters. Ryan Hisayo Matsuno. Scott James May. Jill Renee McClooney. Scott Riley McCoy. Emily Lillian McFadden. Rena Nicholas Mensas. Christy Nicole Mitchell.
Lindsay Claire Moore. Emily Ann Mullins. Erin Lynn Murphy. John Paul Murphy. Kip Jason Nettles. Kelly Nguyen. Jennifer Ann Ojala. Jillian Michelle Patton. Catherine Laurie Pimbleton. Christina Marie Perry. Christina Joy Peters. Corey Mark Peterson. Lisa Catherine Popolarchik. Brian Cody Potter. Wallace Paul Prince. Taya Joelle Pruitt. Stephanie Michelle Reed. Kevin John Ridgely. Christopher Allen Rocket. Elena Maria Rodriguez. C. David Rumbo. Timothy Carl Roper. Shelley Dawn Rutledge. Anna Cecilia Shipman. Jason Andrew Schumacher. Rosalind Sharifi. Jamie Dale Shepard. Patrick Shee. Tara Lynn Siddons. Sharon Singh. Alexandra Smith. Craig Thomas Smith. Toby Aaron Smith. James Thomas Staley. Kyle Frederick Stambler. Mindy Susan Sternblitz. Aaron Lee Stone. Amber Elaine Stout. Joshua Aaron Strayhorn. Rebecca Elizabeth Stubbs. Brian Edward Sweeney. Stephen Christopher Taylor. Catherine Ann Thompson. Christopher Robin Tracy. Reagan Stanley Sway. Erin Janine Vick. Catherine Lee Vonderhaar. Angelo Vu. Jill Elaine Ward. Nathan Chase Wyant. Peter Justin Wydick. Zane Howard Wildman. Julia Suzanne Williams. Jason Bradley Williamson. Christina K. Weingarten. Jennifer Marie Witkowski. Cameron Lee Workman. Clement Carroll Ye. Bria Sarah Yell. Jennifer Rebecca Young. Shelby Brooke Zimmerman. Fazia Atif Adi. Jason Afkami. Syed Faraz Ahmed. Gordon Joseph Akinpelo. Chris Alexander. Mani Alavi. Matthew Stephen Carroll Allen. Eric James Amarantis. Nicholas Hans Anderson. Courtney Dawn Anderson. Mindy K. Anderson. Jesselyn Arendt. Nicole Helen Armstrong. Justin Edens Arnold. Matthew Henderson Arnold. Chad Marshall Bacon. Clarence Evans Bailey II. Brooke Ellen Baker. Tiffany Nicole Banks. Sheila Lee Barnett. Stephen Clayton Barrett. Kai R. Bartlett. Seth Olwen Bartu. Kalen Lance Bass. Sean M. Baxter. Stephanie Lynn Bassinet. Adam McLean Bear. Angela Tossie Bell. Jerome Christopher Bell. Brian Paul Berry. Tiffany Nicole Berry. Mark Allen Becerra. Michael Jeremy Biggs. Ryan Anton Bishop. Stephen T. Blackman. Rosalind Denise Blair. Charles Blavelt. Tricia Ann Bledsoe. Jonathan Mark Blissett. Matthew Todd Bobo. Christina Renee Basillo. Charles Lee Boyer II. Angela Lavours Boyers. Omar Rashad Bradford. Summer Chantel Brantley. Benjamin Henderson Brennan. Kathleen Elizabeth Brennan. Jeanette Marie Brewer. Jeffrey Lynn Brinley. Stephen Leslie Britt. Laura Ashley Brooks.
John David Browse. Chris Brown. Patrick Stephen Broyles. Erin Nicole Bergler. Matthew Scott Burney. Damon Javon Burris. Lauren Arlene Burris. Raymond Jerome Burris. Kendra Marie Butler. Derek Lee Butts. Allison Ashworth Caleri. Shantae Camper. Leticia Alejandra Campos Sepulveda. Brant Martin Canisi. Daniel Allen Cantrell. Stacy Nicole Carpenter. Matthew J. Carpino. Waynesha Janae Carroll. Otis Dean Carter. Courtney Denise Carver. Olivia Christine Casanova. Angela Lee Castellano. Missy Michelle Castle. Rachel Nicole Chamberlain. David Marshall Chandler. Jimmy Wei Chang. Charles Robert Chico. Jason M. Clark. Tracy Michelle Clopton. Brian Matthew Cole. Jason Michael Cole. Frederick Larcell Coleman. Shelley Marie Cook. Joseph Carmen Cortez. Ryan William Cox. James Melvin Crow. Christina Marie Custer. Joshua Lee Cutler. Trinley Joe Cipher. Wendy Dawn Cyphers. Allison Joanne Daggs. Christy Marie Danicky. Aaron Michael Danner. Andrew Jordan Darwin. John Francis Davies. Leslie Dawn Davis. Ryan Bradley Davis. Stephanie Ann Davis. Thomas Jason Davis. Virginia Lene Dellis. Alexis R. Denny. Keithrich Marcellus Denton. Jamie Joe Diaz. Adam Justin Dietrich. Joe Ray Dingler. Tessa Suzanne Dixon. Kevin Roark Dodson. Barbie Ann Donahoe. Dara Faye Doherty. Lindsay Joe Dossie. Michael E. Dossie. Nathan Philip Doty. Suzanne Renee Downing. David Lee Dozier. Matthew T. Dozier. Christopher John Drake. Christopher Lee Dreesen. Grant Eugene Duck. Michael Blake Donahue. Christopher Scott Durfee. Brandon Cale Eads. Jennifer Ann Edwards. Carrie Ann Eiler. Leslie Catherine Elam. Christopher Elsie. Mike Irwin. James Edward Espinoza. John Stephen Estes. Catherine Noel Estes. Tiffany Lynn Eustace. Jamie Lynn Evans. Melanie Irene Farnsworth. Julie Ann Farrell. Scott Adam Fenimore. Aaron Pleasant Fisher. David Ashton Fisk. Christy Marie Fitzgerald. Bradley Joseph Ford. Nicholas Ryan Fosnaw. Carmen Camille Fowler. Christian Lawrence Fowler. Jamie Ray Francisco. Lisette Marie Fuentes. Jeremiah Joseph Gaither. Maria Teresa Galafaro. Megan Page Gardner. Kristen Amy Gardner. Lauren Ann Gatos. Robert Lawrence Getman. Neil Patrick Guerin. Brian Daniel Gioritelli. Elliot Gilbert II. Rebecca Sue Gilbert. Jamie C. Gilday. Timothy Andrew Glover. Paul Clemens Getz IV. Jennifer Marie Goodgen. Nicholas Philip Goodman. Gordon Scott Graves. Kia Severi Greenwood.
Dennis Earl Gregory II. Sabrina Marie Gregory. Jeannie Marie Grigsby. Sonia Groats. Molly Suzanne Grubb. Deidre Alicia Hadley. Heather Lee Hansel. Judd McCafferty Hale. April Michelle Hall. Brent Stephen Hand. Erin India Harden. Haley Marie Harper. Brian E. Hartman. Chrissy Ann Hartz. Douglas W. Harvey. Ryan James Hayes. Shay Laureen Hayes. Brandon Lane Heath. Patricia Hope Hedrick. Jeffrey Daniel Hines. Sarah Jameli Hamadi. Sean Jeffrey Hendricks. Ryan Conrad Hendrickson. Jeremy Michael Henry. Bobby Joe Hensley. Kelly Dawn Hirschberger. Leslie Gail Hurd. Kelly Vanessa Herman. Kevin Michael Herman. Anna Maria Hernandez. Rodolfo Hernandez. Heather Margaret Hennerman. Tiffany Catherine Hickey. Bo Keller Heflin. Micah B. Hogue. Amory Shell Holland. Christopher Samuel Hongnoi. Tamara Elizabeth Hoover. Corey Michael Howard. Danelle Howard. Lysandra D. Hubbard. Derek Lynn Hubenak. Robert Berkeley Houston III. Brock David Huggins. Sam C. Young Hung. Wendy Lorraine Hurd. Christopher Bernard Husky. Carmen Renee Hayden. Jaman Sylvain Isom. Belinda K. Jackson. Grant Randall Yockstock. Danielle Leader Zhao. Adrian L. Jenkins. Lema Jian. Heather Nicole Johnson. Matthew Christopher Johnson. Matthew Wayne Johnson. Lewis Jones III. Erin Elizabeth Jones. Jennifer Corrine Jones. Lisa Carolyn Jones. Stephen Todd Jones. Lindsay Renee Jungers. Colleen Elizabeth Casson. Jana Diane Kaler. Faustino M. Kaczynski. Nicole Danielle Quiche. Joshua Paul Kersey. Michael Wesley Kiesling. Faraz Khan. Matthew Joseph Kilborn. Amy Marie Knight. Randy Clay Copland. Lee Danielle Kravitz. Laurel Renee Kremmelmeyer. Cody Neal Lacey. Elizabeth Ann Lady. Candace Lee Lambert. Kristen Elizabeth Lambert. Max H. Langley. Michael James Walther. Jessica Danielle Lee. Theodore E. Lee. Kristen Beth Limley. Nathan James Leslie. Ginger Marie Lewis. Lori Nicole Lindley. Angela K. Livingston. Marcus Key Logan. Kyle James Lowe. Lindsay Elizabeth Lowry. Joseph Bateman Lumsden. Bruce Allen Lund II. Michelle Lynn Maddox. Shannon Dale Manson. Amy Lynn March. Brandy Nicole Martin. Jennifer Nicole Martin. Eric Norman Matthews. Jennifer Ruth Matthews. Andre Jerome Mayo. Corey David McAfee. Sean David McAllister. Joseph Ryan McCann. Jennifer Lorraine McCarver. Luther Dollard McCullister IV. Christopher Michael Robert McDonald.
Daniel Kirk McElroy. Kate Lewin McElroy. James Robert McEwen. Casey Lynn McFarland. Ryan Corey McGinnis. Lawrence Eugene Magoo. William Kyle McKnight. Shannon Avis McWinney. Faith Renee Medlin. John Alistair Meister. Anjali Cherie Mercer. Derek Maurice Meredith. Amanda Lee Merkel. Chad Lewis Miller. William Donald Miller. Michelle Marie Miller. Destin Ryan Mills. Kulsum Mohammed. Christopher Clayton Monk. Esther Mary Montano. Leroy Moore III. Joel Rodney Morris. Carolyn Kathleen Morrison. Katie Marie Munoz. Colin Christopher Marasco. Bryce Anthony Mushinsky. Roger Lee Nayland II. Louis Winford Nash III. Sharon Lynn Nash. Donald Michael Nat. Shane C. Neal. Timothy James Newman. Richard Scott Newth. Sean William O'Hara. Kyle D. Olson. Kelly Rebecca O'Neill. Brandon Lee Openshaw. Amy Elizabeth Owens. Ashley Ann Owens. Denton Curtis Page. Mindy Nicole Parker. Alexander Matthew Parkhurst. Kimberly Michelle Parman. Ramsey W. Parr. Quentin Douglas Paramore. Dustin Bruce Patrick. Amber Victoria Peacock. Jana Michelle Perrin. Jennifer Heather Petrie. Kathleen Ann Phelan. Adam Pfeiffer. Robin Janelle Phillips. Patrick Wayne Pigeon. Stacy Lynn Pierce. Amy Pittman. Misty Rena Pitts. Stacy Renee Pitzer. Heather Tennille Polans. David Michael Poling. Jason Howell Polk. Stephanie Porras. Julianne Marie Post. Jeffrey Allen Potter. James Elam Potts. Brian Thomas Pound. Sarah Elizabeth Prater. Stephanie Elizabeth Price. Diana Pugh. Anne Elise Piles. Amanda Rochelle Cubido. He goes first then. C. Aaron Roush. Scott B. Reeser. Ashley Ann Reed. Gus Adams Reese. Lori Marie Reese. David Todd Reeves. Christopher Lowry Reeser. Bradley James Rummelard. Michael Parker Rep. Melissa Deanne Reynolds. James Patrick Richmond. Emily Robertson. Bradley H. Roberts. Tracy Janine Robinson. Jakara Roque. Isabel Tomasa Roganian. Stephanie Elizabeth Royal. Rennie Joseph Ruiz. Susanna Solomon. Eric Renee Sandin. Erica Renee Sandin. Jacqueline Elaine Schmidt. Mark David Schneider. Robert Mario Schott. Paul Andrew Shuckman. Christy Michelle Scott. Michelle Sears. Hayden Kyle C. Catherine Marie Secord. Kimberly Ione Sewell. Amanda Lee Shaw. Chad Jeremy Shepard. Kristen Leah Shepard. Ryan Mel Schroner. Robin Brooke Siebert. Andrea Lee Sinclair.
Melissa Renee Siver. Zoe Marie Slagle. Chad Michael Smith. Christopher Logan Smith. Kevin Don Smith. Marcus E. Smith. Philip Edward Smith, Jr. Scott Smith. Shada Rochelle Smith. Anthony Todd Snow. Christina Lorene Snow. Shannon Lee Sutherland. Lindsay Alexander Spinks. Rebecca Lynn Stallings. Michael Olin Steed II. Angela Danae Stevens. Lisa Marie Stevens. Dawn R. Stevenson. Jennifer Kathleen Stice. Veronica K. Stokes. Roland Stoll. Gregory Philip Stone. Matthew Young Swain. Clint Allen Tarrant. Melissa Lee Tate. Carolyn Nicole Teal. Thomas Otis Terry. Christopher Josiah Thomas. Keisha Natasha Thompson. Wilson Dwayne Thompson. Stephanie Lynn Tiemann. Lori Marie Torello. Michael Preston Todd. Escati Torres III. Miguel Torres. Corey Harrison Trent. Angela Marie Tarantafello. Amber Ann Trumbla. Clay Andrew Tucker. Tracy Ann Tuggle. Bethany Ann Tyler. Sarah Lee Ussery. Chadwick Robert Verenkamp. Brian Matthew Van Skyver. Andrew John Van Treek. Amy Karen Van Zandt. Candace Lee Schneider Van Zandt. Matthew Brian Van Zandt. Timothy James Vetter. Darlene G. Villanueva. Karen Marie Vines. Natalie Etta Vinson. Ong Nak Vo. Raymond Vo. Jamie L. Wallace. Joseph Bradford Wallace. Laura Suzanne Wardell. Lisa Renee Wash. Charlie Wakanakanemko. Paul Morgan Watson. Louis Clarence Wegener. Jessica Kathleen Weiss. David Michael Wharton. Chad Michael Hueri. Jennifer M. White. Krista R. White. Stephen Joe Lagund White. Jeremy Thomas Witham. Ryan Ware. William Charles Wolfenberger. Robert E. Woodards. Philip Earl Woodson. Jeff C. Wu. Brandy Rochelle Yarbo. Ying Chao Ye. Nicholas Ken Yim. Yardley Brooke Young. Ryan David Zier. Sean Matthew Zokai. Terry Lynn Zuber. Laura Maria Zuniga.
like a copy of this program, please send your check or money order to TCI of Arlington Production Department, Graduation Tapes, 2421 Matlock Road, Arlington, Texas 76015. Or drop by the TCI retail store at the same address.